And here we go again. Unit 1, Notes 3, slope, intercept, and point slope form. So I can graph and write equations in slope, intercept, and point slope form. What we want you to be able to do is graph and write equations in slope, intercept, and point slope form. Alright, I repeated myself. It's a funny ha-ha-hoo-ha. Alright, really quick, slope, intercept form. So what we need you to look at, you need to know that's y equals mx plus b. You should have had this, whether in pre-algebra, math 8, whatever it's called. Make sure you get this stuff down. Okay? The slope is rise over run, or a change in y over a change in x. y2 minus y1, or x2 minus x1. Alright, I shouldn't do that, because some kids pause the videos, write stuff down, and don't listen to what I say. And it doesn't really work, but good for them. Point where graph crosses the y-axis, y value where x equals 0. When do we use it to graph linear equations? He tells me there that the m is equal to negative 2x plus and b equals 2. There's two different 2's, and that's your answer. Negative 2x plus 2. You're supposed to also know how to graph that already. Let's try another one. Y equals mx plus b. Y equals m, 4/3. The rise is forward. The run is 3. You leave the x. You write a plus. I lied to you. Some people don't write a plus. Instead of writing plus negative 4, they might just write minus 4. That is your final answer there. So 1 and 2 don't seem too bad out of the gate, as long as you can match up where the letters go and you know what it means. Remember, this is review. You should be able to do this. So write each line in slope-intercept form. So for me, the y here, where it crosses, is negative 2. So that tells me my b is equal to negative 2. Then I do my slope thing. Rise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Run, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the rise over the run. I have 6 over 4. I should reduce that a little bit to 3 over 2. Alright, so I probably could have went up 1, 2, 3 over 2. Up 1, 2, 3 over 2. See how that still works? And you're at the same points. Up 3 over 2. So then to write it in slope-intercept form, I might come up here and write y equals m. Slope was up 3 over 2. X plus, where did it go through the y-axis? At negative 2. So I'm going to probably erase this negative 2 again, or the plus sign. So I can write minus 2. And there you have it, folks. Now, going over here, this one's a little bit different. So what I usually do is I would start here. I would look at this. I think this goes through 1. Alright, so I would probably say my b is equal to 1. Then I would say I'm going down 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So rise is minus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So negative 4 over 6. Notice on both of them, I went right to left. Here, I went right to left. Left to right. Wow. Never mind, folks. I went left to right, like you read. Same thing here. Left to right. Always go left to right. That's going to make more sense. Alright, then I would reduce this to negative 2 over 3 like I did the other one. I would say this one is negative 2 over 3 plus 1. Alright, you can see the plus 1 there. So make sure you're paying attention. Like for me, I should have did some direction exercises to make sure I know left to right. Always go left to right. So then your rise is either positive or negative, and your run is always positive going left to right. Alright, graph the following equations. Negative 3x plus 4. So really what I need to know is at 4, smartboard there, at smartboard there, it's the picture. No, right there, 4. Okay, so I make a mark at 4. So this is what I use first. This is what I use second. Now, remember, anytime you can write a 1 under there, as I just wrote negative 3x over 1, or negative 3 over 1. So to me, that's down 3, and then right 1, since I always go left to right. Down 3, sorry. So down 3, 1, 2, 3, right 1. Down 3, right 1. Down 3, right 1. So I know I'm going to have something that looks like that. Okay, it shouldn't be too difficult. Now over here, I see that I have negative 2 here, so I would go to negative 2. So this is the start. And then this is like 2 over 1, so I know up 2, right 1. So I would go up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1. Now you can go the other way too. So I know this line's going this way. I could stop there and put these other ones in if you want to. You guys demonstrate mastery of how to graph, so it's up to you how much you do. Pope's point slope form is just a different equation. Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So x1, y1 is a point. They're number values on a line. Alright, so you guys figure out how you want to use those. And we use it to write linear equations given a point of slope. So when they don't give you your b or your m, and they make you find your y-intercept, it's nice to have a point and use this slope. So when we want to use that would be stuff like this. Write the equation in point slope form. So if I copied that down from my other line, it was y1 equals m x minus x1. So this is going to be x1, y1, this point here. So how I plug this in? y1 here is a 2, so I'm going to write y minus 2. M is a negative 6, x minus x1, 9. So notice like your slope points, notice like your slope intercept form or your y equals mx plus b, you still have an x here and a y here, and the rest are numbers. This is actually your final answer. So like the other one, I have x1, comma y1. So what I would say is it's y minus a negative 3 equals m x minus a negative 2. I would probably rewrite that as y plus 3 equals m is 2 here. So I'm going to write 2x plus 2. So those would be your two answers. Notice how the minus and negatives became pluses. That's something you should have a strong grasp of at this point. Now, moving on. 9, write the equation in point slope form. So what you're looking at is we're looking for you to still know that slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what I would have done is probably come up here and did x1, y1, x2, y2. So that I know how to find my slope. My m is going to equal to y2, alright, I made is 4 minus a negative 12. Now, the other one, I made 8 minus 4. So m is going to equal 4 minus negative 12 is plus 12, so 16 over 4, or my slope equals 4. So then what you need to do is just pick one out. What I would probably do is pick this second one here, this 8 and 4. So I would write it as y minus 4 equals, my slope is now 4, which is my m, x minus, and that would be the 8. So notice both values came from this one. Is there another answer? Yes, it would have been using this m, which I just starred here, and I'm underlining 4 negative 12. That would have been a possible other answer. You don't need to include both of these. So then when I come over here, I got to pick y2, again is 2, and then x2 is 2, and minus minus, y2 would be here, so it's negative 7 over negative 4. This is actually going to be 2 plus 7, 2 plus 4, or 9 over 6, or 3 over 2. 3 over 2. So what I would have is one possibility is if I use this last one, the y2 is x2, second point, I'd have y minus 2 equals 3 halves x minus 2. Okay, this would be one answer. Or I could have did the other one with the negatives, which changes these to pluses. Y plus 7, 2, 3 halves. This is a 3. Over x plus 4. So those are the two possible answers here. If you have any questions about that, come and see me. So there's 2 for all of them. And then 11 and 12, this looks more like your test. Slope-intercept form, remember, is y equals mx plus b. So we got to do a lot of work here, but the answer is in y equals mx plus b. So here I would write y minus 3, because y minus y1, right? Because we have a point. So then I'd have negative 3 x plus 2. Because minus a negative is a positive. So then I would do this, minus 3 equals negative 3x minus 6. Right? The only thing wrong with y equals mx, please, is the y is not by itself, so I would add 3 here. And I would add 3, I would underline this, y equals negative 3x minus 3. So this is actually going to become our point slope-intercept form. So you have slope here, and you have intercept here. So then in the other one, this one we got to go back and we got to do all our little work to find our m. Well, m, if I take the second point, I'd have 17 and 2. And I would subtract that from 5, and a negative 4 is going to be plus 4. 17 is 12 over 6, which is really just 2. So m equals 2. That helps. Now if I did y minus y1, I'd pick 17 again, equals 2 times x minus 2. I'd have y minus 17 equals 2x minus 4. Add 17. Add 17. I'd have y equals 2x plus 13. Okay, so that's when I use this first one. Here, I get this. Okay, let's check my answer a little bit. I'm going to use the negative 4 and 5. So if I would use that, I would have had y minus, y minus 5. Really, what's going on here? Y minus 5 equals, and then I would add 2 times x plus 4. Alright, I would add y minus 5 equals 2x plus 8. And I would add 5, and I would add y equals this goes to 0. I would have y equals 2x plus 13. So, there you have it. Now, thanks for paying attention. Graphing, slope-intercept, point slope, all review still, right? Just keep working with me. All right, one more topic before your first quiz. So you should be getting a little excited. Make sure if you're falling behind already, you're coming to see me. Thanks for listening today.